everybody, this is Bob Iacchino from Path Trading Partners along with my co-founder Mike Arnold. It is August 13th. This is a cryptocurrency update for the weekend, and this is an educational update. Part of the reason we call these educational updates, you're going to see Mike recorded his portion of the analysis this morning, so you may not see the price matchup when you're watching this, and that's kind of the point, because we're trying to show you how we analyze the charts. Again, this is the same type of analysis that we do in traditional markets and individual equities and futures markets and in currency markets as well. So I'm going to turn it over to Mike to let you know what he's seeing on the charts, but keep an eye out for a video we will most likely get to this week if it's not too busy, covering some of the questions you guys have asked us about which exchanges to use. And also we want to get you guys to avoid some pitfalls that some of the individual traders in the FX markets 10, 15 years ago were not able to avoid. There's a lot of bad stuff going on out there in cryptocurrencies right now that you should definitely be wary of. But in the meantime, again, let me turn it over to Mike. Mike, it's all yours.
Thank you very much, Bob. First off, let's start off with Bitcoin. Another rotation back up. You can see that here, pull back to the rotation zone, rotation up, hitting both our targets, the 4061 or 4062 level, then the 4153 area higher. So now we can come up with new projections. We will raise this back up to come up with some new projections based off the last rotation up. We've also hit this 4108, which was the whole measured move from this bottom, so we can take that one off. Now, next key levels up we're going to be watching for is 4248 and 4306. We've pulled back again to the rotation zone. This pullback gave us a prior breakout zone. See how powerful, and we pulled back to 37.5 Gann level exactly. Let's take a look at the 1 hour also. So here you can see the 1 hour pulled back prior to the rotation zone, really nice in the 1 hour, pulled back to the 8 here, dipping into the rotation zone. Now we've got that bigger pullback, just holding above the 50 period exponential moving average, and we're back up above our descending trend line on the 1 hour, so this is another entry back up. You can watch for, if you're back in earlier, you can watch for, a test of return to this clear path highs 4160 before then you go to the higher levels. Also, let's check in on the daily. Here is the daily chart. So again, we're really extended from the rotation zone on the daily. So at some point, we are going to pull back. We're going to at least meet probably the 8 EMA again. Don't know when that's going to happen. We got to keep trading with the trend until we get the bigger pullback. And once we start getting the bigger pullback, we won't add aggressively. We will wait until we find some other key Gann levels and conjunction with the rising rotation zone to really target our entries once we start getting that bigger pullback. Switching over to IOTA. Again, we had a measured move from the lows down here, projected on the Gann pullback. We hit the first target coming in at 70.29, the next target 82, so both those levels are done. We can take those off the chart. We get those off the chart now. Pulling back again to the rotation zone. This is a very significant level right here. The 70 cent mark is very key. We need to pull down and then rotate back up, possibly on the hour chart. That would be a good way to watch for rotation back up. If we do rotate back up, your next target's going to be back to the 80 cents level right here. Then we'll watch for 83, and then the 86.25 and 89.50 are the key levels. Again, wait for a rotation move back up, but this is a very strong support for IOTA on this pullback. Checking in on the daily chart of IOTA, again, very extended from the rotation zone. So at some point, we are going to get a bigger pullback here. We're going to probably meet the rotation zone, at least get close to the 8. Don't know when that's going to happen, just like in Bitcoin. Until that does, we have to keep trading with the trend. And then once we start getting the bigger pullback, we're patient and watching for a return to the rotation zone on the daily chart. Checking in on XMR or Monero, pulling back to our significant level on the daily chart and just dipping below the rotation zone and holding above the 50-day exponential moving average and turning back up. This is a critical level that has to hold. If this level doesn't hold, we'll be looking for a larger pullback. You can also see the projections that we ran up. We hit the 62.5% GAN retracement projection, which we ran up to, and now we've started that pullback. If we do get above this trend line again, we'll be watching for the return to about the $52 mark. Then we'll be watching for 53, about 40, and then we have 55.23 and 57.03. And on a very strong move, if we get some strength back in Monero, we're watching for 59.50 after we get the turn back up. So here's NEO on the 1 hour chart. We did not break down from the horizontal channel. We held, we then broke above it, finding some minor resistance right around this 40.41 level. We now have the projections up, which is the 62.5 and the full projection up from this swing low to this high to this swing low. We did hit the next 62.5 GAN projection up, 44.02. The next major move up, we'll be watching for 53.78. You can see we also returned to the rising rotation zone, just hitting the 8 and then turning back up. Our shorter term targets, the first one's already been hit, 47.91. Next one, 49.82. And then we'll have to wait for another rotation to project the next ones up, but they will probably be right around the 52 and then right around this 53.78 to $54 mark. That's what you're going to be watching for in NEO. Here we have our Ripple US dollar daily, watching this longer term. Right now we've tested very critical support right around this 16.15 level, and it's holding. If we do hold here and we turn back up above the trend line, we will be watching for, first off, a return to about 18.25. Then we'll be watching for a possible return to the upper end of the channel around 19.75. And then once we can get above the channel, especially on a closing basis, and this is a daily chart, and above this 50 exponential moving average coming in right about at 19.96 to 20, we'll be watching for a return and break out of this horizontal channel, which could eventually take us to 21.51, 22.41, and 23.30 are the projected levels higher. But this 16.15 level really has to hold. If we do get a close below the 16.15 level, then we'll be watching for the next key support coming in about 14.65. That's all we have for you on our crypto educational update today. Back to you, Bob.
Thanks for that, Michael, and thank you guys for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you like what we are doing. New Money Path podcast is out. Check it out. There is a cryptocurrency section. You can find it at pathtradingpartners.com or by typing in the Money Path podcast into iTunes or Google Play. Again, like and subscribe, please. Cheers, guys. We'll talk to you soon.